Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Candace and I'm very excited for today's video because it's going to be talking all about my first and my second trimester symptoms and what I experienced, and maybe giving people some heads up of what they can expect. I wanted to do this video for my own sake, just to have for my memory, but I really enjoyed watching these types of videos even before I was pregnant, just seeing like what pregnancy is like, what people's little bellies look like, or if they had weird cravings, anything like that. So I figured since I am pregnant, I would love to do a kind of a recap of my first trimester and my second trimester going into my third. I am in my third trimester right now as I am recording this video. So I wanted to do the first and second trimester before the baby was born. It's crazy because you think that you have so much time while you're pregnant, but then it just flies by. I feel like I still am in my first trimester, like 10 weeks pregnant, you know, and I am definitely not. So I figured that I should get a move on making this video while I still can remember the symptoms and the things that I felt while I was in my first early trimester and my second trimester while it's still fresh in my brain. Let's just start. So for my first trimester, so very early on, and I said this in my other YouTube videos talking about pregnancy, finding out I was pregnant and telling our family, I was extremely tired. I have never been one to have just very low energy. I'm not like crazy energetic like a Energizer bunny, but I definitely can go, and I would say I'm a busybody. And so in the very early weeks in my first trimester, and what kind of like led me to believe that I was pregnant was I was just so tired, just dead tired, and had just no energy to just do mundane everyday type of things. So in the first trimester I was super tired, and then once I think about six or 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, I was still exhausted, but I started to get some morning sickness. It was not fun. It was not fun being nauseous at weird times of the day. And then that wasn't every day, but I would say that was more days than not. So I had nausea, and then mixed with the nausea, I had pretty strong food aversions. Again, a lot of my symptoms, so the nausea, the food aversion, and throwing up, this was not every single day like clockwork or anything like that. It just happened randomly, random times. I never had food aversions that I was like, oh, you hear of women being like so sick to like raw chicken, like they can't touch it. Definitely meat was kind of gross. Like I didn't want to do any cooking. I really love cooking, I love baking, and I didn't want to do any of that just because one, I was exhausted, and two, it just seemed kind of icky to me. Certain food just was not good, and I did not enjoy it. I didn't enjoy smelling it, being around it, definitely not cooking it, and definitely not eating it. But there was nothing, that one specific food that took me over the edge. I will say the refrigerator in the first trimester, that took me by surprise. Our refrigerator stays pretty clean, and also I wasn't cooking a ton in that time either in the first trimester because I was just so sick. But it didn't matter because I would open up the refrigerator and there's like there'd be nothing in it. It's just like the smell of the fridge. There was one time that I opened it up and I got so nauseous, and then I threw up because I smelled the fridge. And there was like nothing gross in there or anything like that, but it just, the smell of the refrigerator just took me over the edge, and oh gosh, I don't miss that. Now, completely fine, but during the first trimester when I was so nauseous, it was not my friend at all. So eating wasn't super fun. I never thought I would say that, but it definitely wasn't my type of party. I just really wanted to sleep. I wanted to sleep on the couch. So far, it was, in the first trimester, nausea, vomiting, being extremely tired. Pregnancy is weird, and a lot of weird stuff happens to your body that you never have been through before or ever experienced. I'm learning that, but I didn't, thank God I didn't throw up every day. I did throw up probably about, I don't know, maybe a handful, 2 handfuls of times. That's not terrible. That really, it's not terrible. But I'm really thankful because Tyler, my husband, he, you know, really helped me through that. There was a lot of times that it happened like when he was home. There's a couple times that happened when he obviously wasn't home, so I just had to buck up and throw up alone and clean myself up and take care of myself, you know. But a lot of the time I'm really thankful he was home, or he was here with me, and you know, he would do the typical like hold my hair or give me my clip. He would find me a clip and clip up my hair for me, and he would give me a cold rag and a new like t-shirt or a new sweatshirt or something, because it just was like, for me personally, it wasn't like acid reflux or anything like that. It was throw up. It was like not projectile, but it was not good throw up. So I'm really thankful that, one, I'm thankful for what it was, because it could have been a lot worse. But 2, I'm thankful for my husband because he just really helped me. And you know, throwing up is not fun. It's not fun. And like, it takes everything out of you afterwards. You just feel like weak and just feel like disgusting. So that definitely happened. And then another TMI thing, I felt really bloated. I was very bloated, and I felt like I had to poop all the time, but I couldn't. So that was weird and not fun. So that was first trimester. First trimester, it sounds kind of bad, but it wasn't terrible. It went by really fast. It's super exciting because you're just like, wow, I'm pregnant and it's crazy, but it doesn't feel real because you haven't like really seen your baby, and it's so teeny tiny and you can't feel it yet, and it's just like, it's just crazy, and it goes by so fast. And my first trimester was not miserable. It was not fun. I wouldn't really want to just like go back to it and do it again for fun, but it wasn't terrible, and I'm thankful for that. And then the last thing for my first trimester, I didn't have any strong cravings or like any weird cravings. Like my sister, she's actually pregnant too. We're pregnant at the exact same time. She's actually 3 weeks, yes, 3 weeks behind us. So their little baby is due in late June. They're having a little girl. But anyway, I remember in her first trimester, she had like pretty weird cravings. I think she craved hot Cheetos, ice cream, and I think chocolate milk or something like that. But I didn't really crave anything, which I would say not good, not bad. It doesn't really matter. But in the first trimester, I didn't really crave anything. I kind of was just like, I'll pass on the food. For me, because like I said, I didn't have any strong food cravings or anything like that. I lost a little bit of weight. I think I lost like 3 pounds, which it's not that much. I was not concerned, but I was like, I don't know, I've never been pregnant before. I know that when you're pregnant, you're supposed to gain weight. Like that means a healthy baby is growing in you. So is that fine? And I talked to my midwife about it, and they were like, it's not a big deal at all. Like a lot of people have nausea and vomiting, food aversions, all this stuff. They're like, you are completely fine, and it's not anything to like worry about, especially in the very, very early first trimester. So that kind of reassured me, because I was like, I feel like I'm not doing my job, you know, as a new mom. I was like, okay. But they were totally like, that's completely normal, not a big deal, you're fine. So that felt good. That like reassured me. That is basically it for my first trimester. Yeah, I think I covered everything. It was pretty an uneventful first trimester, and that's totally fine by me. Nothing crazy happened. We did have our first ultrasound at 8 weeks. So actually I thought I was 10 weeks. I was ahead of what I really was. And I thought I was 9 weeks going on 10 weeks. So I thought that, you know, the baby would be a little bit bigger so that we could see it. But we went in and actually I was measuring at 8 weeks. So that was a little early, and that was kind of like a, you know, because I thought I was further along. But we got to see the baby. It looked like a little dinosaur. The only thing that I was like bummed out about that appointment was they didn't print us out pictures. So like we didn't get any pictures, and it's fine because we went for our 20-week. Obviously that's in our second trimester, but we went for our 20-week and we got pictures. But I was like kind of sad that they didn't print us out any pictures for the first trimester when the baby was 8 weeks. But it is what it is, and they don't do that. So anyway, moving on to the second trimester. So the second trimester, let's see if I remember. It was good. It was good. When I first got into my second trimester, it definitely took me a second, I will say that. But I did get a burst of energy. I felt a lot better. My morning sickness like went away. It wasn't like as soon as I was in my second trimester, like as soon as I hit 12 or 13 weeks, it didn't just go away. I think I was like 17, 18 weeks when my morning sickness went away, and when my energy was like, I feel it was pretty like 90% back to what it was prior to me being pregnant. That was tremendous, because even though I still didn't feel 100% like myself, I felt better. I had more energy and I didn't feel so nauseous, and also like food aversion and the fridge thing, that went away. So I like started to get an appetite back. I was able to do stuff like load the dishwasher and do our laundry like without being like, oh, I'm dead, you know. So second trimester, that was thumbs up in those aspects. But along with your second trimester comes new things. So for me, I was so thankful that all those things, they went away, but I got a couple of new weird things going on. Two things that come to mind super fast is heartburn. Oh my gosh. Well, that will just about take you out. And like kind of insomnia / not being able to get comfortable at night. Literally up until like two nights ago. Like I need to knock on wood, because I'm sleeping with a pregnancy pillow and I have like a certain position that I like, and I'm sleeping. So you're supposed to sleep on either side. You're not supposed to sleep on your belly, because when your belly grows, obviously it can like just put that pressure on the baby, and it can be uncomfortable for you more, I think more so. And then you're not supposed to sleep on your back, because you have a very big artery that runs up and down and it can compress it. So they just say you're supposed to sleep on your left or your right side. Well, I was trying to implement that in the second trimester, because I am a purely, strictly back sleeper. I sleep on my back. I sleep just like this. I will sleep with my legs crossed, and I'll just like, that's what I like doing. And that's what's comfortable for me. And now that I got pregnant, I was like, oh, well crap. Like I'm not supposed to do that. So what do? So I'll sleep on left or right side. Well, that is not comfortable for me. I would sleep on my right side, and I would maybe fall asleep 20-30 minutes into me lying there. My hip would start to hurt so bad, because all the pressure is right on that hip, or right on that pressure point. And I would be like, okay, like that hurts, but it's not a big deal. Like I just have to roll over. So then I would roll over to my left side, and then 20 minutes later, the same thing. I would have that pain. I would have pain, or I would just be super uncomfortable, and I would not be able to fall asleep because it'd be 20, 25, 30 minutes later. So literally all night long, I would just toss and turn, toss and turn, like a rotisserie chicken. And that's literally what I would feel like. Sorry, my camera died. If the camera is a little bit, a smidge different, but, or the angle is a little bit different. But anyway, so it was super extremely uncomfortable. And I did, fix my hair. I did start sleeping with a pregnancy pillow, but it just, at that time, it just didn't work and it just was not comfortable to me. Just recently, actually, just within the past couple of days, I just have been so tired because I haven't been sleeping well like this whole time. And I just like, I am so over not sleeping good anymore. So I busted out the pregnancy pillow and I think I found a position that I really like and that I'm sleeping a lot better in. So I'm thankful for that, and I hope that hopefully it continues. So second trimester, like I said, it was the heartburn for me, and it was the not sleeping well for me. Along with that came a little bit of like sciatic pain. Like, I think just because I wasn't sleeping good and I was sleeping on each side and just putting so much pressure and so much weight on each side, like just like a little tiny part of my back would hurt, and my hip a little bit. You take the good with the bad, you know? But I will say the heartburn, you don't think that it's like bad. Like when somebody says heartburn, like you think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just take some Tums and you're fine, you know? It does hurt. It hurts, and it's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. Like, I'll just like wake up randomly. Like, I'll have to wake up in the middle of the night to pee. And that's something that in the first trimester, I felt like I peed like so much at night, like 2 or 3 times a night. And then the second trimester hit, and I feel like I only peed like maybe once every night, maybe twice if I did drink a lot that day, or even like before bed. But in the second trimester, I would wake up to go pee, and then I would go to lay down, and my heartburn would just like creep up on me. And so I would be like in the middle of the night shaking a Tums bottle. Thankfully, Tyler, most nights I feel like he's a pretty heavy sleeper. I'm just like the loudest person at night. I try really hard to be quiet because I want to be like, I don't want to wake him up, and I want to be respectful, but like I would wake up and like the door would creak or something random would happen, like my clip would fall off the nightstand, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry, you know, or shaking a bottle of Tums at night. Whatever. But for the second trimester, definitely it was heartburn. It was a little bit of like sciatic or like hip pain, I guess, just like uncomfiness, starting to get a little bit uncomfortable. And I think just not being able to sleep. I think that's, yeah, heartburn, a little bit of pain, and not being able to sleep. I think that's it. Yeah, so second trimester I feel like wasn't terrible. But with the second trimester, I feel like my body changed. In the first trimester, my body didn't change at all. It didn't seem. Other than like me just feeling bloated and looking a little bloated in the first trimester. I didn't look like I was pregnant. In the second trimester though, I feel like it hit me like super duper fast. Like, I was not showing, I wasn't like gaining a ton of weight, and then all of a sudden, just probably in the last like month and a half, my belly really started growing, and like I look pregnant now. I definitely look pregnant, and I definitely feel it too. But I've been using a product from Earthly. It's called, I think, Body Butter, Belly Butter, maybe. And it has herbs in it, so you get those herbal properties to help, you know, heal your skin, to help it just be moisturized. At first, I was using the Earthly product, and I didn't love 2 things about it. One, the smell. It just smelled a little bit too, I don't need it to smell like fake, like super fragrancy, like Bath and Body Works. But I just needed a little bit more. It was just very like herby, medicinally smelling. But I mean, it makes sense though. It's real strong ingredients that are trying to help combat you know, itchy, dry skin with stretch mark skin. So I didn't love that. And then also it wasn't super like a soft cream. So like you have to like scoop it like with the back of your nail, or would have to get like a little spoon or something like that, because it was like an oil, but it's hardened. It's not soft at all unless you were to melt it down. Then it would turn into an oil. So I didn't love that. It didn't feel like luxurious to me. I had to scrape it out. I had to warm it up, kind of like coconut oil. I had to rub it in between the palms of my hands, warm it up, and then do that. And then, like I said, I didn't love the smell of it. And neither did Tyler, really. He didn't love the smell of it. So I was like, I want something more luxurious and something nicer. So I did definitely splurge. They were running a sale at Osea, and I bought like their like shea butter. So it's like a body butter and their body oil for I think $80, which that is expensive. And that's just a lot of money for like skincare, I think. But I did it because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna splurge, I'm gonna use this religiously, I'm gonna take good care of my body. So I did. I really like those. I really like the smell. I like how one's oil and one's a body butter. You can scoop it, it's nice and soft. So I do like that. So yeah, let me run upstairs and let me get those. This is the first product that I did get. And this is what I was saying, that I didn't love the smell of it. But I really do like this company. It's called Earthly. I don't know if you can see that. It's called Earthly Wellness. And it's called Soothing Belly Butter. It has mango butter, cocoa butter, comfrey leaves, which that's really good for like healing your skin, grapeseed oil, and rosehip seed oil. And it's all organic ingredients. But this is the stuff that I was saying, this was the first product that I got. And I didn't love, sorry, I'm like out of breath because I had to run up the stairs. Another symptom in the first and the second trimester is you're just like out of breath doing nothing. But I just didn't love the smell of this. I think it's the mango butter, maybe the cocoa, I don't know. But it just doesn't smell the greatest. And then it's this consistency. It looks smooth, but let me see if I can see, it's hard. So I didn't love that. So I ended up getting this, and this is the Undaria Algae Body Butter. I just don't know how effective it is, but it smells so good. And it's like a cream. So that was super nice and like luxurious to put on. And I paired it with this oil. It's the Osea, it's the same thing, Undaria Algae Body Oil. And this was really nice. So I've been using the body butter in the morning, just putting it on my belly and like my hips and my thighs, and then I'll go about my day. And then when I take a bath or a shower that night, after I get out, I will put the oil on my belly and then go to bed. So I've been trying to implement using both of them. I think I'm just really prone to stretch marks. My skin does not like stretching. I've been trying to just be proactive about doing that. I will say in my later half of my second trimester, I feel like my face has gotten bigger. I don't know if my nose has gotten bigger, but I definitely know that like I know I've gained weight, which obviously like if you're not, that's not good. But it's easier said than done. Like you, in your brain, you know that you're supposed to gain weight to have a healthy pregnancy, but also when your body is putting on weight, you're just like, you know. So I know that I've gained weight. I think I've gained some in my face. I don't know about pregnancy nose. I don't know if I have that quite yet. I might get it later on, like closer to delivery. I don't know. My hands, they have gotten, like my ring, it definitely has gotten definitely a little bit tighter. Like I have always been able just to pretty much slide them off, but like I kind of have to like wobble them to get them off. So I'm definitely keeping note of that because I don't want it to get too tight. I hope it doesn't. I hope that my fingers don't get too swollen to where I have to take my rings off, but I definitely am like keeping track of that because that is like scary to me. I want to be able to get my rings off if I have to, but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully my fingers will, I'll drink my Nora tea and hopefully that will, you know, help along with movement just to keep fluid from not building up. But so anyway, I haven't noticed a ton of swelling in my hands or anything, but I have noticed some swelling in my ankles, and that's never been a thing for me. I've never had any type of edema or swelling or anything like that pre-pregnancy, but I have noticed when I am on my feet all day long, especially when I don't wear like good supporting tennis shoes, especially, my ankles will get swollen. It was pretty later on in the second trimester, like almost to my third, where I started to notice like some swelling in my ankles. But to help with that, I have noticed to wear supportive shoes. So just wear just tennis shoes. Drink my tea, and then also wear compression socks. For me, that helps so much, and it's like night and day. Like, yes, it looks better when I wear compression socks. Like when I take them off, my legs and my ankles, they look better because it was doing its job, but also they feel so much better. Like they just don't hurt, they just don't ache because there's like fluid surrounding them. And then last thing for like the food, I think I said this in my second trimester, I did get my appetite back. I definitely have been eating a lot more. Like I am starting to get hungrier. Still don't have any weird cravings, which I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. I don't have any weird cravings, but I will say I can always go for a Culver's custard with raspberries. Love that. And then I feel like I have a craving like every week. Okay, so like I feel like I'm stuck on something every single week. Like a couple weeks ago, and it was this for a couple weeks, it was Lucky Charms. Like I loved Lucky Charms, and I could eat like a bowl of it like anytime, just anytime, and that's just what I loved. Now this week I was craving blueberry bagels with strawberry cream cheese. So good, so like fulfilling to me, and I'm still kind of on that kick. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I want a strawberry, or I want a blueberry bagel with strawberry cream cheese. It's so good. So that's been my, I don't feel like I have weird cravings or cravings that like overpower me, but I have food preferences. I feel like and I feel like it changes every single week to every 2 weeks. I'll be stuck on something and then I'll be like, it's still good, but I moved on. So for food wise, that's what's been carrying me through the second trimester. But I think that is all for this video today. I think that's all that I have to say about my recap of my first and second trimester. Now going into my third. I really do hope that you've liked this video and that you either learned something or thought something was funny, or just enjoy spending time with me and listening to me. On this channel, I don't plan to just post about like pregnancy forever. This is just the stage that I am in right now. It's the important stage that I am in right now. And I'm just trying to soak all of it up and document all of it. So I will definitely be posting a couple more videos related to pregnancy. There's so many things that I still have to do. The baby shower, or midwife appointments, possibly a baby moon. Like there's just so, and then obviously the birth. So obviously there's just so much to document and record. All right, I think I need to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I think that's it. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.